There you are. You had fun on your little sightseeing tour of Budapest. Hopefully I'll get to do that soon. It was a bit busy though. Sorry you couldn't come in. It was a Division 1 managers meeting. Although the club didn't send the translator. Don't know where he was. Didn't turn up, so I couldn't understand a single word. I haven't learned a single word of Hungarian, so I've just been sat there like that. Total waste of time. The Budapest boys though, all the managers from the Budapest clubs, all sat there laughing at me, and they think we're going straight back down. We're going to teach him a thing or two. But anyway, we need to get on that train. I'll tell you a bit more. So we're on our way back now. Shouldn't take too long. But yeah, we are staying here for 1 more year. Sorry, man. You're going to have to keep on the couch a little bit longer in the hotel. If I ever get a better job and get a bit more money, I'll try and get a spare room and get you an actual bed. So I totally understand if you want to go at any time. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're going to stay. You're going to hit that thumbs up and even subscribe if you're brand new. But yeah, second season, we've got them into the top flight. This is the first time this club, I think, has ever been in the Hungarian top flight. So I've got to try and keep them up there, and we are going to be punching if we do, because there's some good teams, some great facilities and some great players in this top league, so it's always going to be a challenge, but a challenge I'm up for, and I cannot wait. Hopefully you cannot wait, so when we get back we'll get straight into it. So thank you to everyone who watched episode 1, the first season, the first year in the Hungarian second division, and what a season. Did really well. We went up by games won, and now no, we won 22. Debrecen won 21, so even though we're level on points, we were the champions, which was amazing. Great thing, first season, got a trophy. Very, very happy with that. Obviously, I'm starting my career, I'm building a reputation, I'm building my CV, so that's a fantastic thing to have. Now, this is the top flight division. Now, I've played 1 game at this point, and I've drawn, so that's not a bad start, I'll take that. We've got points on the board, but there is only 12 teams in this league, and apparently you play each other 3 times, and apparently, from people who know, it's a bit of potluck, really, which I find a bit unfair. So, you know, you could be in a title battle with someone, but you have to go to their place twice that year. I don't know if it rotates, I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, there's going to be some teams where you play them twice at your place, 1 away, or twice away, 1 at home. But it is what it is. You just got to roll with them dice and see what happens. And it's fun. It's always exciting for me nowadays. I love this game. And I love going to leagues I've never been in. I love checking it off my tick list. Now, of course, we went up with Debrecen, and I knew they were a decent team. They've got a 20,000 seater stadium. And when I looked at their main page, you can see they were winning titles not long ago. They used to be in the Champions League not too long ago. Fantastic facilities, fantastic club. Been a cracking rebuild, wasn't it? Even I've never heard of them, but this is the kind of club you could do a rebuild with. We've got Budapest Honvéd Football Club playing an 8,000 capacity stadium. Look like they won a league title not too long ago, if you look there. I think they've got themselves a title. So, you know, there's a lot of football in the capital. Another Budapest team and another team that should be up there competing is MTK Budapest FC. They've only got a 5,000 capacity stadium, but honestly, once you start looking at some of the facilities in Hungary, yeah, they're pretty good. Another Budapest team is Újpest Football Club. Love the kits. Don't know why the sponsors down near the belly buttons, but I still quite like them kits. They played a 12,500 capacity stadium. Yeah, you can see what I mean when I went to the managers meeting in Budapest, while they're all together, and I know they all compete, but it's like there's a bit of a clique going on. And last but not least, led by Sergei Rebrov. Do you remember him? I do. It's this team. Can't pronounce it, unfortunately, even though they're in the Champions League, and they look and are the most successful team in Hungary. They've got the record, the titles, I think they've got the record for Hungarian Cups. They've won 3 titles back to back, even though they've had a bit of bad history. I mean, 13, 14 years ago, they'd been relegated. So, you know, it must be a competitive league. There's a lot of teams here that can do well and then crash and burn. Now, I'm old, but I'm not that old. But I do know Hungary once had a very good international side. And obviously, there's some good clubs here, some really great stadiums as well in this league. And apparently, there's some really good players coming through these days. A lot of them are getting poached to other countries, so I'm told. But I thought, well, if there's all these great stadiums, especially in Budapest and so on, is one of them used basically for the international team? And wow, when I saw this, I thought I was blown away, and I didn't know what to expect in Hungary. I just didn't. It's not something I've played a lot of. I've never been in real life. It's not a place I've researched too much. I know they used to have a great empire a long time ago, and when you start to look at Budapest, It's a fantastic city. I've been showing the wife yesterday saying we need to go here. We need to put it on our European city hit list. This year they just want us to fight bravely against relegation, and that's what I want. I just want to stay in the league. I generally got no idea. Obviously there's Champions League teams in here. There's quality players in this league compared to what we were playing last year. We've got to play teams a lot as well, so it's going to be a tough challenge. Staff, we have made a couple of improvements. I've got the best goalkeeping coaches in the league, which is always an advantage, and the coaching team's pretty good. So we are, of course, massive favourites to go straight back down, and obviously I was going to have to make a few changes. You know, the club's financially okay. We're not in a bad place, but it was all going to be freeze. Pretty much, but I like that. I quite like that kind of challenge. What was good as well though is they're expanding the stadium, not by much, it's not costing a lot. Training facilities are being improved. I didn't think I'd get to do anything like this with a club like this, but that's progress, and I like progress. Well, these are my transfers, and as you can see, one guy's left on a free, a few other guys got released. We had a lot of loans as well. I think I've only brought one of those guys back, and then I've just obviously was scouting all season. Can't really cast my net too wide. Wages are always going to be an issue with a club like us. Laszlo Horvath, he's still here as a backup. 33 years old, tons of experience, been here for a good amount of time. Signed on a free for one of the Budapest teams, you know, the purple kit ones where the sponsors on the belly buttons. He looked like a couple of years ago he was their number one, and then he got about 10 games last year and he played once. So yeah, he's left. He's Serbian. Signed last year and I've kept him this year because he's okay. And he probably will be a backup, but he can cover at centre half. Can't say his first name. Looks like Sazzy Bollocks. Signed last year as well, but he's staying this year. Can cover at left back. It's Adrian. He's all right. Signed on a free. It's Zahoran. What names? Love these names. I love them. Look forward to seeing him every time. Can't wait. Best bit about it. 22 years old. He ain't got a face. And we've still got Dominic. He's still here. Fighting, trying to play. He's had a good few games under his belt for us. He's alright. His ability looks good. Zoltan, he's still here. 18 years old, my best defender. He needs a big year. Walter Heil, 31-year-old Romanian. He's still here, 3-star player. Yeah, it was going to be a tough one, wasn't it? You know, I had no idea what was coming my way. Going on a free, as everything else. It's Tamas Rubus. Okay player. I mean, got to remember where we're at. 32-year-old Hungarian. And then we've got Mark Farkas, who again was here last year. So yeah, new goalkeeper, the odd defender. Pretty much sticking with what I had. Into the midfield, and we've got Jose Salazar. These names are amazing. I mean, some of them I can't say. Some of them sound like they're out of Flash Gordon. Love it. Absolutely love it. Zoltan Salazar would be the best name ever, wouldn't it? Zoltan Salazar. I'll have to make a story up about a Hungarian. You ever seen my stories? Called Zoltan Salazar. I'm going to have to think of a story now. Another player signed on a free is Balazaz. I can't say that name. There's a couple of them, isn't there? Baz. Let's call him Baz. 25-year-old Hungarian. Rory Tomer, he's still here. Squad filler. Look at his profile picture. Looks like his school photo for his school bus pass. And we've still got Balin Borbelli. He's still here, trying his best. 31 years old. Looks good for 31, doesn't it? Behind the striker, and from last year, great player. He did really well for me last year, I think. It's Bella Lengyel. Jesus Christ. And then we have a new boy, Cornel Kulzar. Love these names. And to help him out, play behind that striker. Now, I'll tell a lie. I did loan somebody. And his name is Aaron Dobos, who's got tons and tons of potential. 21 years old. Can play behind the striker, which is handy, and out wide on the left, and up front if needed. Tibor Oldal, he's still here. Again, one of them very handy players that I need that can cover in multiple positions. Another Zoltan, best names ever. He's on the right wing. He was here last year. Kev has been signed on a free. Again, it says he's a left winger, but it looks like he's more natural out wide on the right. I can play up front. Again, gives me options. And then Mr. Toff has been here for a while, to be fair. Solid player, ability-wise, apparently. Up top, first one is Timotei, like the shampoo, Jambor. Bags and bags and bags of potential. 18 years old. We'll see what he can turn into, possibly. Next up is Marco Kellyman, and he ain't got a face. Obviously, maybe he's not as popular enough to get in a face pack. Not that they always get it right, as people who saw my Deportivo rebuild with Theo Hernandez's face being used on one of the Zidane boys, but you never know. I could get any face and stick it in. But he's been out on loan. And then because he was so good for me last year, banged in 21 goals in 36 games, it's Christophe Gabor. So I brought him back on loan. Now, we briefly looked at the rules in this league, but let's just go over them again quickly just to refresh it. Standard 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. 12 teams, obviously, and we play each other 3 times. And from what I was told, it is a bit random with that, I think. So it could be a bit unfair in a way, but it is what it is. You do get a bit of prize money, depending on where you finish. So if we do finish rock bottom, do we get anything? Don't think so. Do we get prize money at the top? Tight bastards. Now, this is my B team and my U team in one. But you can see that we had a couple of kids there. See them at the top, come through the youth intake. I've got a couple of 17-year-olds, a couple of 19-year-olds, all with high potential. Don't mean they're actually any good. If we have a random look at, say, Dominic Stewart, do you know what I mean? They're not like worldies. He's wanted. Get him. So, they're not wonder kids. The season went great. Played a lot of teams I've never heard of. Let me assistant sort that out. Save time. First game was outstanding, though. Winning 7-1. Good confidence builder. The first game went well, we drew 1-1 against a team that finished 4th last year. And we kind of matched them, really, and actually went 1-0 up. So, yeah, we could do this. The one team I was going to be looking out for, the 3 games I have to play against them, was going to be that team at the top. How do you say that? Let me know in the comments. Look, they've won the most titles, and they've won the most Hungarian Cups, so they are easily the Manchester United, aren't they, of Hungary. And look at Sergei Rebrov there. He's been the manager of the Middle East. Won't mind going there. Manager of Dynamo Kiev. Was a coach in the Ukraine. He was a tidy little player back in his day. So I've jumped forward to January and we'll have a look how we were doing in the Hungarian Cup. In the first round against Komlo, I think it went all right. I think this was, you class this as an okay performance for my boys. Scored a couple of goals. Check out the second round though. What a game. Why can't my live comms be like this? Action-packed, goal. And in the league, we weren't doing bad. 7th by January the 1st. 7th. I've got the second highest goal scorer in the league. I've got the 7th best attacking team in the league with 22 goals. I'll take that. And even though I didn't really improve my defence, they're not a bad little unit. The keeper's better. 6. There's a lot less green than I like. But I've got to think where we are, who we are, and we're 7th. We're not getting relegated just yet. So, look at that game. Sergei Rebrov, what are you doing? I mean, what a game. What a game. 3-1 against the best team in Hungary. I love things like this. We then followed that up, though, by getting beat. Then we won a couple of games. They're another Budapest team, aren't they? Beat Pax. And then recently, the only game I've won is against another Budapest team. I don't know if they're just because they're in Budapest, they're supposed to be good. I imagine there's a lot of, they're fighting for fans and space. I don't know how big that city is. I imagine it's fairly big. We drew with Debrecen. Now I know they're a big team. I know they are. Forget about what's happened to them recently. But obviously they were like rival at the end of last season. So they're other results I was looking towards. Look at that though. You can't beat me, Sergei. I've got some standout players here, but sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. And now, Toth was fantastic for me last year. He can't get in the team. Now, I thought maybe this kid who scored 20 goals last year might have become my striker. But I gave this lad, Kev, a game, who's apparently a left winger, but he looks more natural on the right, but can play naturally up front. And he cannot stop scoring. Now, he hasn't played in the top flight for a while. He was playing in Division 2 last year. Was he playing as a winger last year? Stick him up front, man. Now, finances are decent. They're pretty decent. This club's not in a bad way. I mean, we're spending more on wages this year, but we're not spending tons. We get a couple of thousand fans in. You've seen the ticket prices. I just think the club's obviously in a good spot. I mean, look how huge the stadium is. 2,290. 2,000 seats we've got now. Yeah, we go big time, man. That's what we're doing. Well, by April the 1st, we've kind of gone backwards a little bit. We've dropped down to 9th, 31 points, but we've got a massive cushion there on the team in 11th. Debrecen on 20 points. We're 11 points between us and the team below us. A team that should be doing better than that. disappointing. The team at the top look like they're going to get themselves another title. Now you get a bit of a winter break, so you finish on mid-December and you come back late January. Didn't bother with any friendlies or anything, couldn't be bothered. We had a nice rest and then came back and lost. But then we went a fantastic run. Look at this, winning, drawing, beating those boys 5-0, drawing with a good team, drawing again with Debrecen, and look at that. You can't beat me. Over to the cup, and this was going to be fun. Third round against these lads that I showed you earlier, beating them 3-1, dominated the game, dominated it. Now in the fourth round, it gets a bit random. We have 2 legs in the fourth round. I don't know why. Against a third division side, so we should be winning, and we did 3-1. And then in the fourth round, second leg, we won 2-1, 5-2 in aggregate. I just don't get why. I wonder why. If you know why they start having double legs at this point. Next is the quarterfinals, and this is 2 legs, and we faced a team from the division below us, and I was a bit disappointed. 1-1, and it got worse. I thought we would end up going to go to semis. I really believe we could have, and we should have, but we got beat 3-2. 4-3 in aggregate by a team division down, but I don't think there's too much in it. From what I was told by FM Greeno, who is a fantastic YouTuber, pretty new to it, but he's such a good guy. I love his stuff. His wife's Hungarian, so he knows a lot about Hungarian football. He's been to a lot of these stadiums and games and so on. But if you like Hungarian football or anything really, go and check out his channel. I'll put a link to it in the description. Drop him a sub. Honestly, go and check him out. He said there isn't much difference between Division 2 and maybe even the bottom half of Division 1. You know, forms dipping, players' forms dipping. I mean, I've got guys who can perform and have great games and then can have a crap game the next game. But yeah, if we check goals, he's still scoring a decent amount for me. Random player I didn't buy as a striker becomes my striker. I'll take that all day long. We had our youth intake, and I've given everyone a contract. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. You never know with the Journeyman. Will I stay? Will I go? But I just felt like sign them all. I mean, they've got 2 5-star players there. I mean, anything can happen. I could lose every single one of them. I haven't won for 3 games. Lost my last 2. Got some big games to play. Got Debrecen in the last game of the season. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to jump forward. Can I survive? Can I keep this club in the top flight? Well, we didn't have a bad run-in, and after them 2 losses, I won my next 2 games. The first game was against MTK. We didn't beat Pax, but I wanted to beat Pax because they're like bottom of the league. Bag of shite this year. And then drew my next 3 games, taking us into the last game of the season. How important is that? Well, it's not too important. It's against Debrecen, the team we came up with, a massive club who have gone straight back down at times. They look like they were going to stay. They've gone off the boil a bit. So all this, we've got to have a live com. I want to share a bit of football with you. I know it's not important. It'd have been cool if it was a relegation scrap, but we've done enough. I'm very proud. 40 points. Miles away from relegation. Finished in 9th. No one expected it. I didn't know what to expect. You never do. I'm very proud of my boys. They're not perfect, but we've done enough and it's been fun. So one thing I've noticed this year is there's no games on TV. They don't have games on TV in Hungary. You think they've watched their own football? Maybe the game just hasn't done it right. I don't know. So here we are at the Peter Andre Stadium. I did make a joke about that. I know Peter Andre isn't the person the stadium's named after. I was just joking. I think someone took me serious in the comments. Just having a laugh. I like calling it the Peter Andre Stadium. Mysterious girl, I want to get close to you. I mean, it looks great on here. I don't think it's that good in real life, to be fair. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Another good season. I think it's good for the old CV. Come on, boys. And we'll see. I mean, what we'll do is... now, I did say about putting a link to maybe a straw poll or something in the description, but then someone reminded me you can do polls on your channel. I've done them before. You maybe have voted in them when I've put a poll out there. So I think I'll... once this is released, I'll put a poll straight out there. I won't give too much away in case you see the poll before the episode, and it'll just be a case of, should I stay 1 more year? Or should I apply for other jobs? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'll get another job. Do you know what I mean? I might have to stay because no one wants to give me a job. But we'll see. I'll give it a go. Why not? Now, of course, I've got all of Eastern Europe unlocked. They're my only options at the minute. I mean, you've got Slovenia, Slovakia, all those kind of countries. So, anything could come up. And I feel like leaving it like that for a bit. Maybe, oh, get in! Zoltan David! I've got patience with a series like this, and hopefully you have too, where maybe I can earn my stripes early doors in Eastern Europe, go somewhere else. see what I can do, see what I can achieve before I unlock the next stage. And I think I'll put that out there to you guys too. I really fancy the Middle East because I've never done it. It'd excite me, that. Right, we've got highlight, end of the first half. Can we go 2-0 up? Yes, we can. Kevin, what a ledge. It's half time here at the Peter Andre Stadium and we're 2-0 up. Well happy with this. Debrecen, man. I think that should inspire you. If you fancy Hungary, take over Debrecen. They've got all the resources in the stadium and that. Right, then into the second half, they've made a change. I'm not making any changes just yet. We're doing all right. We're winning 2-0. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, thanks as always. Thanks for coming back. I know not everyone always does. Episode 1s always do fantastic. But if you come back, if you watch me rebuilds, my Journeymans before, you kind of know what this is all about. But I've put limitations on myself before in the past. Like I can't go to England. That was the first series. Anywhere but England. Last time it was anywhere but the top 5 leagues, like Italy, Spain, Germany, France. I didn't want to go anywhere like that. This time I don't care. Alright, come on boys. They got back into it. Okay, they've got a highlight. Hopefully it's nothing special. We're going to nick it off and go on the counter. And then I think I might make some changes. Nice ball, nice header. Game on, 2-2. Okay, I've switched to attacking. Made a couple of changes. Changed the left winger. Got a new guy on in the middle. Took a yellow card off. We'll see what happens. I'm ignoring my assistant manager. I don't care what he says. They're going to come back into this, aren't they? They're already relegated. Why are you bothered? Why are you bothered? You're relegated. You're going down. We're not. We're going 2nd division football. Debrecen. 2nd division. But they're putting some footballs together here now, aren't they? Starting to spray it about, pass it about. We've just been non-existent, really. I'll be honest with you, in this second half. Came flying out the gates. And now we've gone shit. Oh, cheeky back heel. Look at this. Look at this. It deserves a goal. Well, there we go. We didn't win. We blew a two goal lead, but we didn't get beat and we're safe anyway. You got to see the Peter Andre Stadium possibly one last time. One final look at the league table and I'm pretty proud of that. Kept them up. Job done. But there was no double for Sergei Rebrov and his boys. They got beat by Puskas on penalties. Now at the minute, these are all the jobs available, manager jobs available. Doesn't mean I'll get any of them, but you got Montenegro, Ukraine, Poland, is that Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, another team in Division 1 in Hungary. But like I said, these are what's available. So I'm going to put it out there. You'll have to look on your newsfeed on YouTube. I'm going to put a poll out there. Do I stay here for another year or do I apply? Like I said, doesn't mean I'll get any of these jobs. Now I'm guessing you'll want me to apply for a job, at least where I might get a bit more money and I can afford a hotel room with 2 beds. For now, you're on the couch still, so I'm sorry. Hopefully that's not a bad thing and you're going to stick with me. Don't leave me just yet. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and keep your eyes out on your YouTube channel feed. There'll be a poll somewhere from me asking you what you think. I'm not bothered. I'd stay and I'd apply. I just can't wait. I'm just looking forward to the adventure with you. Me and you, travel buddies, man. We're in it together till the bitter end. One day, we're going to be living in a palace with a Champions League trophy on the side, drinking champagne with a million call girls in the room, partying like it's 1999. So anyway, hope you're happy. I hope you're safe. I'm Booed. Bye-bye.